an additional room as well. I'm waiting for the young Miss Manette to join me as we cross over to France tomorrow. She may ask for Mr. Jarvis Lorry or simply the gentleman from Tellson's Bank. Either way, I'm that man.
She's already here, sir.
Ah, indeed. Be a gentleman and show her to me.
Very well, sir.
Come in. Miss Manette! Mr. Jarvis Lorry of Tellson's Bank at your service. Please be seated.
Sir, I received a letter yesterday which told me to travel to Paris with you in search of information about my family. Can you tell me now? I have an eager curiosity as to its nature.
I don't know where to begin. Recall to life, as it were.
Sir, do I know you? You seem somehow familiar to me.
Do I? It was such a long time ago. But I am a man of business, and this is simply a matter of business. I must not allow myself to get carried away. Perhaps it's best that I tell you a story, my dear.
A story?
Yes, a story. 20 years ago, there was a customer of Tellson's Bank. A doctor he was.
My father's a doctor.
A citizen of France from Bévis, living in Paris. He had a wife and a young daughter.
Again, like my father.
I had the honor of knowing him well. At the time, I was working in our Paris branch. I knew him strictly in a business sense, you understand. And it does not do to mix personal feelings with business. Anyways, the poor fellow was rudely taken from his family, and then 2 years later, his wife died. The beautiful little daughter was left alone, so she was taken to England and raised as a ward of the bank on a small property of her father's.
This is very similar to my own story. Sir, were you the kind gentleman who took that child across the channel after her mother's death?
I confess, Miss Maynard, it was I. Now, you may think the story's yours, but however, your father died, and the father in this story did not. He had disappeared so mysteriously that no one could trace him. A very influential enemy had hidden him away in a terrible prison. His wife begged the king, the courts, and the clergy for any chance to save him, but the enemy was too powerful. Do you wish for me to continue, or do you need a moment to collect yourself?
I assure you, I am collected. Sir, please go on.
Before her death, his wife, hoping to spare the child any suffering, she told the child her father was dead. After the wife died of a broken heart, no one told the child any different, so the girl grew into a beautiful young woman, believing herself to be an orphan.
How terrible.
Exactly! But recently, this man, the doctor, has been found alive!
You are pale, sir. Sit for a moment. Take a few breaths. Come on. Come on.
Thank you, Miss Manette. I hope my cool and calm business manner has not upset you any. Men in my position do not get excited easily, you understand. It does not mean that we are heartless. It's just that we have learned to keep the business separated from our personal and hide our emotions.
I understand completely.
And now, I'm going to give you some news that may surprise you.
Go on.
Would it amaze you, my dear, if I were to tell you that this story is your story after all and not someone else's?
I guessed as much! What's my father's condition?
You must not let the fact that he's greatly changed affect you. No matter how he has been affected, you must keep that the miracle that he is alive. He is alive! He has been taken by an old servant in Paris, Ernest Defarge, and his wife. We are going there to collect him. And just like I took you to England 18 years ago, we shall take him, and then you shall nurse him and love him and restore him to health.
How strange. I feel like I'm going to meet his ghost, not his actual self.
Courage, Miss Minette. Take page from my book, and try not let your emotions get the better of you. He's been called to life! Extraordinary! Go.
What is that noise outside?
Calm yourself. A cask of wine is dropped from the delivery cart and spilt open on the street. Those who cannot afford even a small charge are soaking their handkerchiefs to enjoy the unexpected treat.
But another red will soon run in its place.
Gaspard, are you mad? We wait for the right moment.
I'm tired of waiting. When will be then, eh?
Jacques, we will know when it comes.
Will I live to see the day?
Only God can answer that.
Fear not, Jacques! I keep track of every sin. It is all accounted for in each, and each will be answered.
Sometimes I wonder when our time will ever come, even if it will at all.
How long does it take to prepare an earthquake? Well,
A long time, certainly.
but when it is ready, it grinds everything into pieces before it. It shall be the same with us.
Greetings, monsieur. I'm the gentleman from Tellson's Bank.
Bonjour, monsieur. And is this his daughter?
Lucy Minette, sir. Is he alive? Is he here?
It is true.
Is he greatly changed?
You shall see for yourself. Come, he is up at the top of the house in the back.
Courage, my dear. The worst will be over in a moment. No matter how he is your father. He is recalled to life!
You were a servant in his house before he was taken, right?
Yes, when I was a boy.
He is just out of prison and you locked him up?
He has lived so long a captive that he would be frightened and tear himself to pieces if he did not hear a key rattle in the latch. Knock, knock.
Bonjour.
Bonjour. You are hard at work, I see.
Yes. Yes, I am working.
You have a visitor. Here is a monsieur who knows a well-made shoe when he sees it. Show him the shoe you're making.
It is a lady's walking shoe.
Are you a shoemaker by trade?
No, I learned it here to keep myself busy.
What is your name, sir?
105 North Tower.
Is that all?
105 North Tower.
You know nothing of me, old friend. You don't recognize me.
Who is this? You're not the jailer's daughter.
No.
The hair is the same, but how can that be? My wife laid her head upon my shoulder the night I was taken. When I was brought to the North Tower, they found these strands of hair upon my sleeve. I asked them, "Will you leave them? They can never help me to escape. They have been a comfort to me of sorts. Is it you? No. You are too young. What is your name?"
Oh, sir. You shall know it, but I cannot tell you at this time, in this place. Can all be arranged for our leaving Paris at once?
But is he fit for the journey?
More fit than to remain in this city so dreadful to him.
That's business. If business is to be done, I'd better do it.
Then be so kind as to leave us here. I will take care of him until you return.